Winners don't use drugs.
What's good? We just watched the longest Nintendo commercial ever in existence.
Be sure to power up your game with Nintendo Glove.
Wizard,
No love.
starring Fred Savage, and a lot of NES games, kind of like, or also the star of this movie. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Hope everyone having a great weekend. Tommy,
The glove don't fit. You must submit.
Wizzius Wizardhausen. DBS will be jumping back in here in a bit. What's up, guys? How you doing? Thank you for joining me.
What's up, man? Yeah, no, it's good to be back watching the movies. I've always wanted to watch this one, actually.
You know, I saw
Video
this
game
movie.
related.
I saw this movie in the theater opening night, and I really didn't want to, but my friends wanted to. So, like, you know, it was one of those things where, hey, we're going to the movies. Yeah,
You
you
wanted a
know,
sneak preview of Mario Bros. 3.
I've seen this movie a couple times in my lifetime.
Now, did this movie ever inspire you to want to get a lunchbox?
I had lunchboxes before this, but I wasn't as touched in the head as Jimmy here.
Not quite.
Jimmy here he's an emotionally disturbed young fella.
Jimmy had a special bond with Lunchbox.
Yeah. And dinosaurs, we find out at the end.
Jimmy's just a special needs young man who really wants to go to California.
No, it's
California. It's California dreaming.
So he says, the movie starts with him walking down the highway.
It's quite an open, it's a cold open.
They're in Utah. This motherfucker. I don't know how long a walk from Utah to California would be. I'd imagine it'd be long.
He was going to Forrest Gump it the whole way.
He was. He might have done better without Fred Savage.
I'd say Forrest Gump had more skills, more useful skills than Jimmy here.
Oh yeah, well he could field strip a rifle and reassemble it, and he was a ping pong champ.
And he was a college football star.
A shrimper.
And he owned his own shrimp business.
Mm.
He was a war hero.
You know what though? I mean, honestly, this could have been a great continuing tale. Jimmy could have been Forrest Gump's kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Takes over the shrimp boat.
Gump was a prequel.
This movie is also very similar to Over the Top. There's family shenanigans. There's a distant family member who has to go cross country with first of all, Fred Savage kidnaps this kid from the home.
Kid kidnapping.
Yeah, his own brother.
All right, but yeah, so they got a fucking plane out looking for Jimmy while he's wandering on his way to California. Do they do that in these in places like Utah? Do they send planes out to go look for missing kids walking down the highway? I'm just wondering.
Probably.
I've never been to Utah. Yeah, but you saw the plane was flying overhead, and they were like, "That's him. That's him."
Yeah, I don't know. That was like North by Northwest. Hey, welcome back.
Thanks, CBS. All right, what's going on? Everything good?
Everything's good so far.
Started talking about the movie.
Yes, Fred Savage, Fred motherfucking Savage.
Did you ever see that fucking movie with him, Little Monsters?
Nah, I was already an adult by then.
No, I mean even later on in your life, if you ever
like surfing like browsing through channels and that shit was on? No. If no, and if it were, I would just keep changing the channel. Hi, lovely Sherry.
Hello, lovely Sherry.
Hey, Sherry, what's up?
Check-
Hello. Hello.
Text Walton and have him come here. Come. That's the connection there. But hi.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we were talking about little Jimmy and his special needs.
did you IMBD Jimmy and see what other movies he's been in?
You know what? I was trying to IMDb Lucas's name
Lucas.
because Lucas's name there was a lot of information about this guy. There was a lot of information about this guy and his preferences towards children in a certain manner.
His hair sniffing ways.
Yeah.
Hmm. But
If he's a little league coach and the kid does good, he's gonna pat the kid on the front.
he's one of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
What up, Jens?
What up, Jens?
what's up, Jens?
Jens, why don't I
Fucking-
see your Jens? Where's your avatar?
Fucking Jens.
Jens's avatar list right.
I see it.
Oh, Jimmy's still
No, I
active.
can't see it from I can't see it from StreamYard side. Let me check the YouTube side.
Jeepers
Okay, I see it. I
creepers.
see it. I can see it on YouTube, but not on StreamYard. Okay. I don't know why.
You're trying to look at it through Jimmy Hayes' eyes. That's why.
Oh, now it popped up. No, now all of a sudden it's good. Yeah, Lucas, man. There was a lot of information about what this guy was up to, using his power glove and shit. But it's all gone now. I wonder why.
Well, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Yeah, that glove wasn't good for whacking off.
It's good
I
for
don't know.
anything.
But see, the thing you have to put in the button code in order for it to work.
Oh,
It was the keypad on the fucking wrist of the glove.
the
Uh-huh.
Game Shark. Yeah, you have to put the Game Shark code in it.
That's how you had to play the power glove. You had to program it with every different game. You had to put in a different number code.
You use it
Okay.
to finger. Use it to
I
finger.
never had it, but I had friends who had it.
Use it to finger that homeless girl.
The homeless redhead girl.
Sure.
Oh my God, Slasher. I
Yeah.
looked up the kid that plays Lucas. Other than the wizard, he's known for terminal exposure, breaking the rules, and Law and Order. Sounds like the story of his life.
Well, who was he on Law and Order? Was he pedophile Pete?
Yeah, he's one episode character. No, I don't know. Matt
He was-
Hastings.
He was pedo number 2 in that particular episode.
Pedophile Pasquale.
He was the diddler on the roof.
Oh. Oh.
Well, this went sideways really quick already.
Oh, it didn't go
Yeah.
sideways because there needs to be this information was out there years ago for everyone to see.
He played pizza parlor manager.
He played Boy Scout leader.
And now it's all gone, like Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Erased.
Oh, I found something here.
I thought, like, would you have to look up actual police reports? That would be fucked up. What's good, Bone?
Give me his address. I'll go knock on his door.
How you doing, man?
What up, Bone?
The finger
Wait, where'd it
blasted glove.
Wait, it was there a second ago. I swear, I went back to the search and now I don't see it.
See, they caught you. They knew
Lucas is
you were slipping in the back door.
Lucas is listening ever since I started watching this movie with you guys, and I'm telling you, he's on the phone with Biden. Biden is like, no. and he's passing the phone off to someone else who's going to take care of it.
I tell you, pal. Lucas is the smartest guy I know.
He knows all 97 Nintendo games.
It's all malarkey. Yeah, give me Lucas's address. I'll go knock on his door and I'll give him offer him $20 for that game controller, the glove.
He's probably out. He did 10 years. Oh, 10 years probation? That's not prison.
All right. Can you say what it was for? What was it for?
For
Diddlin? He'd be a diddlin?
yeah, yes, and he had to register as a purple flag on the map.
Uh-huh.
And if you know the map, you know what the flag is.
See, I used to refer to them as blue dots.
Okay, yeah. Man.
Yeah, if there was someone suspected in my neighborhood, they're like, oh, that guy's a fucking blue dot.
Yeah. When the movie was over, he got to keep the power glove. You need to go and
They didn't want it back, actually.
they said no. Yeah. It's got your stank on it, and we don't want it back.
All right. Slasher, I found you a link on a Reddit. So I sent it to you.
Of Lucas's shenanigans?
Yeah, it looks like there's a mugshot and then some charges.
Ooh, mugshot.
Yeah, it's in the private chat. But I'll send it out.
Oh man, would someone strike me if I showed this right now?
Yeah, because it would be
Putting out their
stuff.
information, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I could still read it off. Course of sexual conduct against child. Course
Oh,
of
it does
sexual
have his
conduct
address.
against child.
Yeah,
Course of sexual conduct against child.
yeah, I think that'd be considered doxing.
So
And it
this
was
guy
some-
could have worked for the clergy, because if you're around him, you better say your prayers if you're too young.
He was in New York too at the time.
He was a diddlin.
Yeah.
Diddling on the roof. Told you.
Yeah, Jens, I can't bring up that comment right now. In fact, Jens, could you erase that comment, please?
Oh yeah.
Well, he put a bunch of A's. That might be safe.
All right. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Ian's got rid of it anyway.
Thank you,
Fucking Jens. Fucking Jens. You trying to pull down to get the show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, soy boy bitches.
Thank you, though, Jens. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like saying the correct way, reptard. If you do it correctly with just a whole bunch of E's, you can usually get away with it.
All right, don't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about Jimmy like that, bro.
Jimmy's a savant, like Rain Man.
He's the video game wizard.
Yeah, like
Hence the
I
name the
never thought
wizard.
of that.
Wow, what a connection.
Hey, man.
Oh, there we go. We got the name the wizard.
Yeah, I never thought about that before, but it is Pinball Wizard for video games.
That does seem to be a trope with a lot of different movies, where the person with like a serious disability of some sort is the one that's really good at them.
Going
Like
back to
Rayman.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I didn't dox anybody, Bone. I don't know what you're saying.
The guy from The Hangover.
Oh, Vigilante. What's good, bro? How you doing, man?
What up?
Hey.
Oh yeah, he was living up in North Manhattan at the time of his conviction. Way up there.
So with Jimmy's
Oh, Rain
pet
Man.
name-
Yeah, Rain Man. You could drop a fucking box of toothpicks on the floor, and he doesn't even have to look. You know, he knows. He just knows how many are on
So
the floor.
here's my question, dude. Do you suppose that Jimmy's pet name to his girlfriend later on in life would have been Lunchbox?
I don't know how no one walking through the streets would say that. Hey, you fucking lunchbox, what are you doing? when that cop pulled up to him in the beginning on the highway, he said, "Hey, lunchbox, where you walking?" But then we find out Jimmy's lunchbox has sentimental value. Blah 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 blah. Family drama. This movie is like they're really trying to coat a fucking Nintendo commercial with family drama.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's-
they're not the first people to do shit like that, but
They suckered Nintendo and buying, putting in the budget to make the movie.
I don't think they suckered Nintendo because fucking this got a lot of attention just because it was the intro to fucking Super Mario Brothers 3.
Starring Fred Savage, popular among kids 5 to 10.
What's up, RR? How you doing?
That's how they pitched it in the meeting.
What up,
Let's get
Warren?
some family drama thrown in there in this movie that's gonna really be about a fucking a video game tournament.
The emotions. You gotta get the emotions.
Oh,
About a creepy adult guy trying to touch a young girl with no breastises, as he put it.
There's a lot of sus moments in this film. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was
just
kinda-
that guy's presence on screen. That guy looked like he was the one who trained Lucas in real
Dude,
life.
You can't even tell me that wouldn't have been hilarious. They could have swapped that guy out for a guy who plays George Costanza, and I think
He
it would
had
have
the
worked just as
same-
well.
Yeah, he had the same exact fucking hairline. It's just Costanza had a little bit more weight to him. That's all.
I think
Well,
it
you
would
know
have
what?
added a little bit more to the creep factor. If
You
they
know what?
would have had him.
You know what? He actually even looked a bit like fucking Ron Howard's brother. You know Ron Howard's
Oh,
brother
Clint
with
Howard.
the gigantic fucking
Clint.
head. Yeah.
Yeah. Clint Howard. He's cool though.
But they're gonna
By
put
all
Jimmy in.
accounts.
They're gonna put Jimmy in a home, and Fred Savage decides to kidnap him.
No.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm surprised they didn't. They were
Put 'em at
making
home.
fucking. They were making NES games of every other fucking movie. Why not just make one of the Wizard?
Yeah, right. Why not? They did. Oh, I mean, back in the day, the Atari did ET, and that was absolutely nothing like the movie. So why not?
Yeah, well, that was made by one guy working on a deadline. It's not his fault.
The drama was too much in this. Like they tried to do drama with over the top, really unfunny comedy. Oh yeah,
It
how would?
was
Oh
odd.
man, I guess the NES game of the Wizard. I guess you would have to make it really shitty, like that Back to the Future game they had. NES had a knack for taking movies and making really fucking horrible video games with it.
Except Batman.
No, it's
Batman
not.
was good.
It's not Tron. Jimmy's not in the video game, Jens. Jimmy's playing video games. He's not in the game. Yeah, you know what though? The Atari ET game, I could still play it because it's funny. It's funny to play it. Yeah, Batman on
Yeah.
NES was one of the better movie games.
RR, you could get your free copy of the ET game. It's at the landfill. Just have to dig it
Oh
up.
no, they dug them all up.
Yeah.
Everyone went and fucking. They waited to fucking find, like, to see what they could find.
Yep. Then they made a movie about it.
Yeah, they made a documentary about it.
You can find it on eBay then. I'm sure there's a lot of people selling ET.
I have a copy. I
Yeah.
still have a copy. I don't have a box for it, but I have this cartridge.
I did finish that game. I did find all the pieces and called home, and they came and picked.
Yeah, people want to rag on that ET game, but that was one of the few Atari, because all Atari games really were based on points or two-player competition. And ET was a game that, like, you could actually beat. There were a few Atari games that you could actually beat. Everything else just seemed to be score based.
Yeah, there was like no ending to Pitfall.
Yeah, it's just the
Playing
time
that
runs out.
shit.
The time either you die or the time runs out.
You
You
get
lose.
bored out of your mind and you're like, fuck, get tired of it.
But Pitfall 2 was Pitfall 2 for Atari was completely different. Pitfall 2 had checkpoints. It had no lives. Like when you die, you go back to the checkpoint, and then you have to go through the whole thing. Like there's no lives, there's no time limit. Pitfall 2 was a lot better, but Pitfall 1 still holds sentimental value.
I never played that one.
It really wasn't as well known as the first one. Oh, we lost Darius.
Did you ever read what the critics said about this movie?
One star.
What critics? I could imagine Siskel and Ebert.
It says all the movie critics said they derided this movie, and they basically said it was masquerading as a Tommy knockoff.
That's what I was saying. Like instead of pinball, it's video games. Darius dropped. He'll be back in a sec.
Did it
Oh,
win?
God, not another reboot. Damn it, Darius. There's nothing worse than reboots.
The movie didn't get a Razzie Award.
What would it get for Lucas? Worst
No.
pedo in a movie?
Uh-huh.
The Detroit Internet Connection.
It stinks.
Yeah, there was no Atari in this movie though. It was all Nintendo. Occasional arcade games were thrown in there, but it was mostly Nintendo. And they're playing these what is it called? Play Choice 10 or something like that, where it's all NES games. I never saw those around here in the Bronx.
No.
So it did get some awards, or at least nominated.
For
It got
Razzie?
it got nominated for Young Artist Award, Best Family Motion Picture. Also got a nominee for Best Young Actress for Jenny Lewis. Got nominated for Best Young Actor, Fred Savage, and Best Young Actor Supporting Role, Lucas.
Oh God.
No, I'm joking. Luke Edwards.
Yeah, that's Lucas. That's him.
So
Oh, that is the same guy. Oh,
That's-
crap.
yep.
Is it?
Yep, that's him.
Well, hot damn. There you go. It was Lucas. Ain't that freaking creepy?
what's Jimmy's real name? The actor, the kid.
Let me see.
And what other movies did he come out in?
Yeah, I wonder if he also had more than like 4 lines in all the other movies he was in.
He peaked in that movie and that was it.
Well, it was kind of the same with like Trunk from the Goonies. I remember being a little kid and seeing Trunk, and I was like, oh no, all right. Jackie Vincent is Lucas. I got the names wrong. Oh, my bad, Luke Edwards. Luke Edwards is Jimmy.
Okay.
I was almost gonna smear Luke Edwards.
Okay, so
Jackie Vincent is the pedo.
okay, we're all good again.
Before Jimmy sends his lawyers after me. Sorry, guy.
Jimmy no like smearing by Slasher.
I was gonna say though, like okay, in 2004, Vincent was sentenced to 10 years. Or yeah, okay. I got the names wrong. I'm sorry, guy. Sorry, I was looking up. I was trying to get the names right. I was missing the chat for a bit.
I am really starting to worry about Jens. He keeps talking about that Barbie movie an awful lot, Jens. You're starting to make me question your manhood. You bed.
Why am I gonna give Jens the link so he could fucking hijack talking about the movie and not talk about the movie?
He's going to talk about the Barbie movie.
Yeah, I no. This is not about the Barbie movie. This is not about She-Hulk or anything.
Well, shit. If we were gonna talk about the Barbie movie, we just have the lovely Sherry contact Tim
don't
Possible to
say
come
it.
in.
Don't
Oh,
say it. I was
come-
already asked by another grown man if I watched the Barbie movie. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Do you have a sound bite of that? I could use that. I could make a clip with that. Another.
No, but I know someone on the panel who asked me that question who might have that fucking clip.
Yeah. Send it my way. I could work with that. Hey Slasher, I would like to do a 3-hour stream with you
God,
to talk
no.
about the Barbie movie.
no.
Would you be interested in that, Slasher?
If I don't
Yeah.
want to see the new Batman movie, what the fuck would make anyone think that I want to see the Barbie movie?
You really got to stop being so bigoted about this, Slasher.
About seeing the Barbie movie?
Well, hey Slasher, this is Tim. I saw the Barbie movie 3 times already, and I would really like to talk to you about it. Do a 3-hour stream.
You know what? There's no point actually for anybody to be watching the Barbie movie because all the so-called bigger channels have already done it for us, so we don't have to. Yay!
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go to World Class Bullshitters channel and see what they said about Barbie.
But all right,
The movie.
I'm watching. All right, because I'm a football fan, and I'm watching some of these channels that talk about football. You know, and these guys are talking about, oh, did you go see the Barbie? They're talking to each other like, yes, I'm gonna go see the Barbie movie today. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why? Why
Yes.
are grown men wanting to go see this movie?
Yes, I'm taking my 5-year-old to go watch the Barbie movie.
That would be
That's
the only excuse, bro. That
My
would be the only
5-year-old
excuse.
daughter. Yeah.
Yes, not son, daughter.
Well, I heard a couple people were talking about, oh, well, my girlfriend wanted to go see it, and I had to go see it. We're like, no. Yeah, you know what? If you got to make a compromise to take your significant other out to the movie theaters and subject yourself to some movie that is going to be just absolute horseshit, you are doing something wrong in your relationship. I'm just going to say it right now.
Let your girlfriend go with her friends to watch the Barbie movie while you hit the strip club. While you go to the titty bar, and then when they'll call you when the movie's over, and you go pick her up.
No, better yet, here, you agree to go with her, but you don't agree to go into the theater. So you just sit out in the lobby, get yourself some popcorn.
2 hours. 2 hours.
No, it will be worth it, fellas. Listen to me. Trust me on this one. So you get a bucket of popcorn, get yourself a soda, and you sit down in the lobby and you wait until everybody starts coming out, and then you could just enjoy yourself watching the pain on all the faces of the guys that went in there with their girlfriends and watch this piece of shit. It will be hysterical. I guarantee you. Videotape it. Have fun with it.
You know what?
Go.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotta say though. All right. At least if a guy is being dragged there by his girlfriend, that's an excuse. If you're a dude going by yourself to watch the Barbie movie, you're gonna look like the biggest pedophile in the fucking world. You might as well be sitting there with a fedora, sunglasses, and a trench coat, saying,
Look,
don't look
I
at
would
me."
go at the
Very
movie theater. At the movie theater, I'll go in the trash and look for an empty popcorn container bucket, and then I'll go in with my girlfriend to watch the movie. But I'll cut a hole in the bucket. I mean, that's the only way.
You better watch out that you're not next to some bigger YouTubers. They might be reaching in that bucket.
No, make sure it's good. Yeah, I watched the movie that way.
American football, where every play starts with the QB's hands on the ass of the Yeah, I didn't see Oppenheimer either. I'm not gonna go see anything. I don't fucking go to the movies anymore. I ain't been to the movie theater in like fucking 3 or 4 years, and I don't
Dude,
feel like I
the
missed a
last
goddamn
time-
thing, bro. I don't feel like I missed a
Slasher-
goddamn thing.
Slasher, the last time I was in a movie theater was over 6 years ago. 6 years ago.
What was the last movie that you could
The
remember?
last movie I went out and I just went and watched Sound of Freedom like a few weeks back.
Oh,
3 weeks
okay. But I'm saying
whatever it
like
was.
six years ago. What was the last movie
I
that
think the last thing I went is my wife wanted to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh,
That was the last thing that I seen in the theater. I did not go watch Endgame or any of these other damn movies that came out. The only thing that I even remotely considered, and there was no way I could see it because of stupid lockdown shit, was Godzilla versus Kong. That would have been the only thing.
I think the last one was. I don't remember what came out last, whether it was Deadpool 2 or fucking Endgame. Because I went with this my friend and his wife a couple times to this place, the Alamo Draft House. It's a cool theater. Like they serve you food while you're sitting there watching the movie. It's a cool place. But we were watching these shitty fucking I'm sorry, Endgame was garbage. Endgame was Endgame for me. I haven't watched a Marvel movie since then. I haven't watched a single Marvel movie since then, and I'm not going to.
Dude, I am
Other
so
than the
glad.
old ones. Yeah, sure, I'll watch the old ones.
I am so glad that I got on that stance where I wasn't watching any more of that Disney shit. Now, I didn't see Endgame, and after hearing what some of the people have said about it, I'm glad I took that stance and just avoided that shit. I saved myself a lot of headaches.
Yeah, Endgame was fucking garbage. I saw all the other Avengers movies except for shit. What was it? Infinity War? Was that the one before Endgame?
Yeah,
I didn't. I wish I would have saw that one in the theater because that one was a lot better.
yeah, that was actually a halfway decent movie. I mean, considering the garbage that they were putting out off to the side and around it, and God knows right after it with that freaking shit ass Captain Marvel crap. But yeah, wow, that was a good movie, and that's all you need to do. Even though they screwed up the story quite a bit, it was still a decent enough movie.
Tommy, you see what Darius is saying?
Yeah, I unfortunately I did watch that movie. It was damn sure not in the theater, and the only reason I watched it is because I found it in the clearance aisle at Target on DVD, and that's the only reason I watched it. And I was sorry I even bought it on clearance. What a piece of shit that movie was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the last movie I went to see at the movie theater was Top Gun Maverick.
Was it good?
Was it as good as the hype?
Yeah, it's all right. It's good. Goose's son's in it, but I have some issues with the movie, of course. My biggest issue was how come the enemy has better jets than the U.S. We're up, fellas. We're gonna go up against fifth generation fighters, and we got these old F-16 Hornets. Like, well, come on, what the fuck is that? That's bullshit. We're America.
But you're saying it's okay though. I mean, it's not horrible.
Yeah, no, it's not horrible.
Okay, because I could watch that on Max. I seen it on there, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Because the last time everybody was recommending a movie to watch, everybody was talking about it. And that was another one. I didn't want to go out to the theaters to see it. I waited until it came out in DVD, and I got it at a decent price, and I watched it. And while the movie is not horrible on one watch through, I cannot watch that movie repeatedly. I tried watching the second time and didn't like it anymore. And by the third and fourth time, because my brother has memory problems and wanted to watch the Joker and then wanted to watch again because he forgot he watched it, I started getting sick of it.
Just don't tear up when Iceman dies. Just don't keep that to yourself. If you tear, I don't want anyone tearing up when Iceman dies. Fuck Iceman.
You know what? This sounds like a stream, DBS. Like maybe we should just have a big discussion after everybody watches it and their feelings about how Iceman bites dust.
Oh. Yeah.
We should call Tim for that one.
I was like, when everybody, Iceman passed away, everybody's all sad. Like, fuck Iceman. Yelled it out in the theater.
All right, am I the only person that didn't even really like the first Top Gun? I didn't really. I didn't really think much of it.
I like the first Top Gun. I like the first Top Gun game on the NES. I had that.
See, I like the second Top Gun game on the NES. I didn't
No.
like that first one. I like the second one.
And
The
I
second-
can't. I landed on that carrier, on the aircraft carrier. I landed on there. I didn't crash.
The
Everybody
second Top Gun game had this awesome fucking mode where you could just get into one-on-one dogfights instead of having to go through a whole level. That's what I liked about the second Top Gun.
Mhm.
Going back to video games, this fucking movie.
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage breaks his brother out of the mental hospital. He takes him on the fucking road. He kidnaps him. Goes also crossing state lines with someone that you took. That's officially kidnapping, right? When you take someone across state lines, that's officially kidnapping.
No, yeah,
From what I understand.
I don't even think you have to cross state lines for it to be kidnapping.
Yeah.
Because there's been instances where people have lived in the same state and just say like a father took one of their children and the mother didn't okay it, and they got reported for kidnapping.
I mean, kidnapping. Like they charged O.J. Simpson with kidnapping. And
Well,
OJ,
that was when he was holding the people hostage, though, right?
yeah. And he got charged with kidnapping.
Yeah, this is also like along the lines of kidnapping. Keep someone in a room they want to leave. That's another one. Like if you close the door on someone and they're trying to leave.
Maybe he was working with Epstein, so he got a pass.
I talking about working with Epstein, the kid finder, in this fucking movie.
Oh, what a creep!
Jesus Christ!
I love when the dad slams into his car with the truck, though.
Yeah, the dad's a moron too. The dad's as fucking special needs as Jimmy. It seems at some points.
Missing a chromosome. Yeah.
Bo Bridges, who's not in movies anymore, it seems, but Jeff Bridges is still in movies.
Well, even Slater was very mid in this.
Yeah, he was just kind of there, right?
Yeah, he mailed in his performance. He just was like, yeah, I'm here to say,
He's like, I'm getting this Nintendo paycheck.
hey, fellas, I'm here for the paycheck. All right.
I'm getting this Nintendo paycheck just like everybody else.
Hey, everybody got nominated damn near from the initial selection except Slater and Lucas. So says something about their performances.
I also like this movie is like I was saying is 100% a Nintendo commercial. So I guess we weren't coming here for Shakespearean acting.
They would have got more ticket sales if they would have named the movie Super Mario Brothers 3.
You know, I'm amazed that they were actually still able to make video game movies after that Bob Hoskins Super Mario Brothers movie, because that was such a shit bomb. And still, they made Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil. They still made all those video game movies after that.
Yeah, you know what? I might be able to, like, late night TV, nothing better to watch. I might watch that Mario Brothers. I would not watch Street Fighter again. God,
You know what?
It's horrible.
You know what? I would rather watch Street Fighter than that Mario Brothers movie again. I would have to be fucked up out of my mind. Like, I would have to like pound a fucking 12-pack and smoke 4 blunts if I want to sit there and watch that fucking Mario Brothers movie again. That shit
I
was
watched the Mortal
fucking
Kombat.
horrendous. Yeah, even the first Mortal Kombat, like it was kind of cheesy, but I could still watch that first Mortal Kombat movie. That first Street Fighter was horrendous, but I think I could watch. You know what? That's another fucking movie I saw in the theater opening night because a friend wanted to go see it. That's another fucking movie. And I'm walking out of the theater. I'm telling this dude, it's like that movie sucked. He's like, blah, blah, blah. And like the only reason he loved that movie was because Van Damme was in it.
I was going to say, what was one of the things that you hated the most about it? And for me, it wasn't even Gomez playing Bison. That wasn't even.
No, you know what? He actually stood out. He was cool. I thought he was one of the highlights of that movie. Him as Bison, like his acting was way better than everyone else's. Why? What you hated that the most, or you saying you hated something else the most?
No, I didn't think his performance was as bad. I couldn't stand freaking Jean-Claude Van Damme in it. I hated him in it.
Him as Guile sucked. Their version of Ken and Ryu sucked. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with their Ken and Ryu and that fucking what the fuck did they do?
It felt more like Double Dragon than Ken and Ryu.
It kind of did.
And E Honda.
E Honda. Oh yeah, E Honda. Dalsim. Oh my god, they fucked up so many. All right, you know what? Here's one takeaway. When Kylie Minogue took her pants off and she's doing high kicks as Cammy. There you go. There's a highlight.
Agreed. Or agreed.
Yeah, Dolph would have made a better Guile. The fuck I notice every single goddamn Van Damme movie, he has this accent. And they're like, "You're American?" It's like, do you hear his fucking voice? He's not American. I could not get through the first 10 minutes of that fucking movie. That Double Dragon movie, I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes of it.
So here, you want to hear a funny one? So I like to dig through Tubi and a few of these other channels just to see some of the older movies that they got sitting around, or maybe ones that are a little bit lesser known. I actually did see another Van Damme movie that I didn't hate, which is surprisingly because a lot of them are just really horrible. I'm forgetting the name of it. I don't remember if it was called Hell Prison or something like that, but it was basically Van Damme.
The one where he's
no. He's in a prison. But what happens is his wife gets killed in the beginning of the movie. So he's chasing after the guy who murdered his wife and he's beating him up. And when the cops come and he's in Russia, they arrest him as the guy who murdered his wife's getting away. So he goes to this prison where there's Russian mob guys that are in control of it. And they have like pit fighting. And he gets involved in like the pit fighting aspect in the prison.
Typical Van Damme shit. He's always
but the rest of the characters in there weren't horrible, so it wasn't that bad of a movie. And he's not over talkative in it, so.
I mean, I don't hate every movie he's in, but it's like the same formula than like Lionheart, Underground Street Fighting, Kickboxer, Underground Street Fighting. I mean, I do like movies where they have underground street fighting and shit. Like that's
Bloodsport.
Like bread and what happened?
Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport was another one. Even though that was it's supposed to be a true story, but it was total bullshit because Frank Dukes is full of shit. That was pretty funny. Finding that out years later.
Frank Dukes.
Like put up with Dukes, right?
And that cross-eyed black dude, Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. That was before he was pretty well known.
I think
he wouldn't have been in that movie if he was that well known at the time.
I think his next movie was The Crying Game. Forrest Whitaker.
For me, I don't know about a lot of other people. The thing that made Bloodsport kind of palatable to me was Jesus, I don't know why I'm blank on his name. The guy who plays freaking Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds.
Donald Gibb.
Yeah, Gibb. Yeah, he was the thing that I was actually having a chuckle over, like what his lines in that movie.
He was great in that movie. Tommy, he just said it. In Hell, Jens.
In Hell, that's it. Yes, thank you, Jens.
See, I was like, I hear Van Damme in prison. I was already thinking Death Warrant. There was the one with Van Damme in prison. What was the one with Lockup? It was the Stallone one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Dukes is a lying motherfucker.
9 dog face pony soldier. Hey man, where'd that sandbag come from?
How the hell did talking about this movie turn into a Van Damme conversation?
We don't know. These things just kind of happen.
We just
twisting, winding roads.
we just go with the flow of the conversation. Van Damme.
We started talking about video game movies. That's why.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's only so much you could talk about Fred Savage. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's doing his Fred Savage thing in this movie, but still, like, no one's here to see Fred Savage. When my friends hyped this movie up to me, everyone in school hyped this movie up to me. Super Mario Brothers 3. That was the fucking thing, not Fred Savage's name on the fucking poster.
And Jimmy talks like 4 times.
Family drama, yeah. Ooh. I really want family drama when I want to see the debut of a video game. Thank you. Thank you, Nintendo.
Oh, poor Jens.
Oh, Stan Bush. You're right. Stan Bush also did songs for Transformers. Are the Transformers real?
Oh, and by the way,
don't answer that, Tommy.
And by the way, that prick, if you use even a small segment of one of his songs, he tries to come after you for copyright.
Which
I
sucks.
used the teeniest,
Teeniest,
tiniest.
That sucks because he's got some awesome songs.
No, I used the teeniest, tiniest of part of one of the clips because, talking about a Transformer. Imagine that. And I used a tiny segment where he becomes Rodimus Prime. And it was such a very short clip of the song being played, and they hit me for it, and they were going to ban it in all these different countries and shit like that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I deleted the damn video because it wasn't even up. It wasn't even up on my channel. I was in this stage of processing, and it came up, and it already said it was blocked. I was like, "Yep, delete. I'll just start over, and I'll just remove the damn song and bury it with something over top so they can't hit me."
You could win if you dare. Was it that one?
No, I actually just used a generic Transformers on piano freaking song to just cover up all the sound of it.
He needs his toes nibbled off.
Does indeed.
It sucks because he has a lot of good fucking soundtrack songs.
Yeah, I could rewrite that song. You got no toes. Dun, dun, dun. You got no digits.
I'm surprised Stan Bush didn't do a song for this movie. When you're playing video games, everyone will know your name. You're a fighter.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's got some balls of steel. It's in his blood, it's in his will.
Got his lunchbox between his knees.
High score.
So Jimmy plays Double Dragon on the arcade, and this is where the Play 10 games blew my mind because I never saw that. I was like, whoa. Did you see those in Jersey, Tommy?
What's that?
Those Play 10 arcade cabinets?
I don't recall. Yeah, you see, well, for the most part, when I was playing a lot of the games, I didn't go to a lot of places local. My parents actually, they would take me out to shitty old Asbury Park, which back then wasn't quite as shitty as it is now. I would not recommend going there. I would not recommend going there now. It looks like, I guess you would say it kind of looks like a burnt out hollow husk of what like Detroit used to look like. But it's pretty bad now. But back when I was a kid, it was still halfway decent. They used to have this place called the Amusement Palaces. And in the Amusement Palace, they had all kinds of different video games. And you'd go there and they would go off and play like video poker and shit. And they would give me like a big stack of quarters here, just go play video games. But most of the video games I played was like that Kung Fu one. Was that Oh god, the one with Tommy in the levels.
Yeah, Kung Fu Master.
Kung Fu Master. So I'd play that. I'd play Sinistar, and there was like one or two other games. They weren't as good as those two were my favorite. And that's what I would do most of the time. So I didn't like look to play a lot of like the other games like that, like the newer ones and shit. I was playing a lot of the older games. I mean, even like when Street Fighter first came out, played a little bit here or there, but I was more into a lot of the older games even then, even some of the pinball games. I don't know. I was a weirdo.
See, like around here, there was like there weren't just arcades. There was like arcade games were in video stores and candy stores and delis. So like arcade games, like pizzerias, like so like the bowling alley around here we used to have, like they always had arcade games, like switching them around everywhere else, you know.
Yeah, RR. Yeah, it was. You got the touch. Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
the
Asbury Park.
power.
Yeah, Asbury Park, Bam Bam Bigelow. What,
Yeah,
what
that's
shit
all
was
I
that
know.
place
Asbury
turned into?
Park.
Well, you know what else is in Asbury Park, where a lot of those Jersey bands, including Bruce Springsteen, got their start at the Stone Pony.
Oh, that's where Stone Pony was. I always heard
Yep.
the name Stone Pony. I didn't
Well,
know
yeah,
that.
because the one band I was in, we almost got in, but they pushed us out for some other band. They said was a local Jersey band, and it turned out they weren't a local Jersey band. They were actually from they were from somewhere in PA or something. I was like, really? We got pushed out for them? Like,
See, yeah, arcade games. I never saw those. I went to so many places around here. Like there were times where I used to actually like search for arcade games in my neighborhood, where I would go from store to store, see if they had arcade games, and I never saw those play tended. What we did get though was later on the Neo Geo arcades,
oh yeah,
where they would
yeah.
have two different games you could select from. It was always two different games you could select from. Because I never played all the Neo Geo games I played was on the arcade. I never played the home system Neo Geo, which
Yeah,
was
no, I never had that either.
fucking
Neo Geo.
expensive as shit. It was like $700 for the system, $200 for a cartridge.
I didn't even know anyone who had that.
I don't think I did either. I knew someone who had the TurboGrafx. I knew a couple people who had the TurboGrafx 16 at the CD system. That was the first CD system. It was the attachment for a TurboGrafx 16.
All right. Well, since we're talking about video games, and I didn't know anybody, by the way. I just remember seeing it back when Toys R Us was still a big thing. Did you know anybody that had the Atari Jaguar?
No, but I rented it once when I was staying in Tennessee. We rented it, and they had an awesome version of Wolfenstein. It was the first time I ever played Wolfenstein. But that oh my god, that fucking controller was terrible. That controller had a bunch of number buttons in the middle of it.
Uh-oh, we lost the DBS. No, Jens, you're not wrong. They did play there too, because Bruce brought them up, and he brought them up through the Stone Pony, and then I think they in turn brought up was it Puddle of Mud or no Skid Row? They brought Skid Row up, and I think Skid Row brought Puddle of Mud or somebody up. They were doing this kind of like pay it forward type thing.
Puddle of Mud. Oh my god, I remember that band. They were like a 2-hit wonder, I think.
Yeah, there was only a few songs that were any good by them.
The DBS is back.
Was the Alter Beast on Atari Jaguar?
No, Altered Beast was a Sega game.
Sega. Yeah.
Yeah, people
Nice.
diss that. People diss that game. I liked it. I liked it for what it was.
I tell you what, you could those old Sega commercials though were absolutely hilarious because they would literally yell at you to get the system.
I remember when Super Nintendo wasn't out yet, so Sega was trying to be like Mr. Big Dick, and they were making these commercials. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. It's like, yeah, but like you have way better looking games. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. There was still some great games on the fucking NES. There are some games on the NES that I would go back and play.
Burger Time. I bet you were a big Burger Time guy.
Not really. Nah.
Burger time.
No, I didn't really. Even the arcade Burger Time was like,
Okay, here's one that I enjoyed on Nintendo, and I actually enjoyed it when it was in the arcade cabinets. And it's kind of a silly ass game, and it's kind of like a guilty pleasure game. I enjoyed Tapper.
Yeah, I like Tapper too. I did like that one. See, I never played that one until it was like, all right, like when PlayStation started putting out the collections, the arcade collections.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I found that game on one of those collections. I had never seen that in fucking arcades before. They even had the Budweiser logo on the wall. But then they had to change it to root beer tapper to get the alcoholic aspect out of the game. But no, there's no root beer tapper in this. There's Rad Racer that they play. There's Double Dragon, Ninja Gaiden. They seem to play the same 5 or 6 games in this movie. Yet they're talking about 97 games after they meet up with Lucas. They're talking about 97 games, and they're playing like the same 5 or 6 fucking games.
Ninja.
Oh, go ahead.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Ninja Gaiden. That was boring.
No, I like that game, but it was hard as fuck.
I was going to say, how much time did they waste with the girl calling all those places to get tips? Or she kept calling that one guy, I should say, to get tips.
It goes all out the window with the end game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It serves no purpose once we get to the end. Makes me think that more than one person wrote this movie.
Well, at least you know they didn't bring JJ in for the end because it would have been much worse.
Yeah, Neo Geo games. The games were expensive. I remember because the toy store in my neighborhood had the Neo Geo. I wasn't gonna like, yeah, hey Dad, you got $700? I want to buy a $200 game.
Well, that was like that much later on when they came out with the Dreamcast. That was just like so really unaffordable for most people.
How much was that when it first came out?
Oh, that was like $400, I think.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
and now that's what the typical price starting price for most of these systems.
That's also pretty fucked up too. That the system was so expensive coming out, and it lasted what, maybe a year.
Year and a half.
Yeah, the Dreamcast was like kind of like a wet fart, came and went. And the funny thing was, like, Dreamcast set the standard for the modern day graphics. All the new sports games you see is because of what Dreamcast looked like. Dreamcast had the football games where if you're the home team or if you're the road team, like blowing out the fans are leaving the stands, and the stands, like, you see empty seats. Like, that was the first system I remember seeing that sort of shit on. I never had a Dreamcast, but my friends did. I never had a 64 either.
My little brother had both 64 and Dreamcast.
Yeah, 64 was fun for what it was. I know.
64 had awesome wrestling games.
Well, I know when they got into the thing with Dreamcast and everything like that, and that was something I kind of checked out because I was not spending that kind of money on an arcade system. It was because of that reason that I wound up switching back to Nintendo, and I wound up buying a GameCube instead.
I don't know if I ever even played a GameCube. I think
For what it was, I enjoyed it.
I think I watched people play GameCube. I was just never really into the games that they were playing, so I didn't really.
I don't know. They had this one. It was kind of like a wrestling. Well, no, it wasn't. Well, it was kind of like a partial wrestling and fighting game in one. So it was called Def Jam
Def
Vendetta.
Jam Vendetta. Yeah.
I used to.
I never played them, but my friends had them, and they look like awesome games. Yeah, when they started going to the 2K stuff, the 2K stuff was where it's like even before they started calling it 2K, that's where they really got in depth with the sports games.
What's up, Shifty?
How you doing?
200? Really? Because I remember seeing it for about 400 in Games. Was it GameStop? I want to say it was GameStop. It was like 400.
Everyone also used to like be huge into GoldenEye. I only played GoldenEye once. Everyone raves about GoldenEye.
That was fun. That was a fun game. On PlayStation.
How you doing, Shifty? No, GoldenEye was 64.
Oh, they had it on PlayStation as well.
I know the one that everyone raved about was the 64 one.
Hmm.
The last Nintendo system I owned was a Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo had awesome fucking games.
Yeah. Alpha Street Fighter 2.
Super Punch Out. Super Punch Out is a better game than Mike Tyson's Punch Out. If you sit down and play the two games back to back, Mike Tyson Punch Out, yeah, awesome for its time, yeah, groundbreaking, awesome fucking game. But Super Punch Out gives you a lot more.
I did beat Mike Tyson.
I never did. I never even got it. I when I started my YouTube channel, I did a video where I used the code to fight Tyson because I never fought him before. Because I always used to try to get up to him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to use the code to fight him. I wanted to get up to him. And I was never even able to get up to like two of the guys before him.
It's impossible to beat him in the first round. You have to just fucking survive the first round, dodge everything. And then the second round, then you can start punching him. Third round. Yeah, your best chances of winning is in the third round.
Oh, Shifty. No, the Saturn was it was something like $299 or something. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they had the Saturn too.
Well, they had the Saturn, then what was it? This was it Sega CD first, and then the Saturn, or was it Saturn then Sega CD?
The Sega CD. There was two attachments for the Genesis. One was the Sega CD, and the other one was the 32X. And I think you had to have this. I'm not positive, but I think you had to have the Sega CD in order to attach the 32X. But Sega kind of like jumped on the bandwagon because TurboGrafx 16 was the first one to have the CD attachment. God damn it. Fucking trying to talk about this movie here. Going into everything else video games with this movie.
Yeah. Fred Savage. Yeah. Fred Savage.
Kidnaps his brother. Run into a little redhead girl. They start scheming people. They start scheming people at arcades to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Savage gets roughed up. They're taking money from I don't know what
Gamers of all ages.
But that's what I'm saying. Those guys with the pickup truck, they look about like fucking 10 years older than every single one of those kids.
But okay, if you beat those kids that kick your ass. They could be like, I ain't paying you shit. Fuck you.
There was no way that Fred Savage and the other two were gonna kick those kids' asses.
If I had some 8-year-old say, hey, all right, you owe me money. What? Fuck out of here. Go call your mommy.
It's like, no, I'm on the run from my mommy.
Yeah, go get your mommy. Go get your mommy. I'm gonna plow her.
You got roughed up for being a little soy punk.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, Shifty. So it was the PlayStation that was $299.
The original PlayStation?
Yeah, the original PlayStation was $299. I thought the Saturn was $299. No, it was the PlayStation.
I was trying to remember how I got PlayStation 1. I didn't buy it, but somebody fucking gave it to me.
I found my PlayStation 1. I was working in this building. My uncle was the doorman. He got me the job there as like I forget what they fucking called it. It was basically a janitor, custodian, porter. I think they gave me the title, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, Porters. Yeah.
Yeah. And all the floors I had to go to, they had these little garbage. Like every floor had like a room you open up, and there's the slot to drop the garbage down into the incinerator, and then there's these racks on top where you put recyclables. There's like, so you put newspapers and yada yada yada, all that shit. And I opened the door to one of them one day when I'm doing the garbage run, and there's a fucking PlayStation, and it's wrapped up, and it has 2 controllers, and there's a game, and I took that shit home with me, and it fucking worked.
Maybe some kid got punished.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Some kid was not doing his homework, and his mom's like, "Fuck you, then."
It's funny you should say something like that. So I had a neighbor that lived a few doors down the street, and he had a big Transformers collection, and he got in trouble with his mom because he didn't clean up his room, properly. So she took all his Transformers and put them out to the curb for trash.
Oh,
and I was looking at, I was like, yeah, I was chomping at the bit to just go over and grab him because he had shit like Optimus Prime that I didn't have back then. And I was like, yeah, I want to go take it. And my dad was like, no, you can't go over and take it. I said, but they put him out in the street for trash. Put him on the street for trash. And he said, no, you can't. They're probably going to just go bring him back in. Sure enough, a couple hours later, yeah, he cleaned up his room and then they, brought all his toys back in. But
also, that kid was going to hate you for the rest of his life if you did that to him.
Yeah, but I would have had Optimus Prime.
I had Optimus.
That kid would have wrote your name down in a notebook.
I had that first Optimus Prime with the trailer turns into like some kind of platform, like with a gun.
Battle station and everything. Yeah,
I had that one.
I think they had it listed as a command station. Is what they listed it as.
Yeah. Going back to this fucking movie, the family drama, like they send out the pedo guy to go get Jimmy. He only gets paid if he brings the kid back before anyone else does. This guy definitely looks like the definition of pedo if you look it up in the fucking dictionary. Like his picture will be next to it.
Was he the guy on Matrix, the one that betrayed everybody?
Joey Pants?
Yeah.
He does kind of look like him, too. He looks like quite a few different people. I'm sure I saw this guy in a couple of other movies.
He's also the asshole in Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, the Risky Business. He's the pimp from Risky Business. He's one of the brothers from the Goonies. That's who you're talking about, right?
He's one of the Oh yeah, he's the Joe
Pantoliano, I think his name. That's
he's the younger brother, right?
He does kind of look like him.
The ugly mom that was one of them was her favorite son. Oh. Goonies.
I don't know.
But getting back to Fred Savage.
They're swindling people for money to go to this video game tournament in LA. I'm surprised.
everybody-
I'm surprised you never went out to this video game tournament. You're there. You're there in LA, man. You should have went to
No.
Video Armageddon back in 1989. You could have seen the unveiling of Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, at Universal Studios. Nah, I didn't go. I've been to Universal Studios before, but nah.
It looked like someplace I would have wanted to go when I was younger. Now I don't want to be in crowds of people. I can't take it anymore.
Nobody wants to come to California.
Well, no one wants to come to New York either, so.
I want to go to New York and I want to eat some of that New York pizza they keep talking about.
Well, if
That-
if that's what you want to do it, but don't stay. It's not good here.
Just eat the pizza and go. Like, well, I also want a hot dog from
And
the
it's
cart.
Also, it's kind of fucked up here because a regular slice here now is about like $3.50 to $4.
Mhm.
The point of pizza used to be it's cheap and easy, but when you got to pay $3 or $4 for a fucking slice, it's not cheap and easy anymore.
I
One
would
step-
also like
one
to
step.
go to Nathan's and see the, trace the steps of the Warriors.
Well, we went there. We couldn't find anything. We couldn't find anything definitive.
If you want to really have an adventure, go to the park where they had the meeting where they shot Cyrus.
That's
And then
not,
go on.
yeah, that's not Coney. That's Van Cortlandt Park.
Start from there and make your way to Coney Island.
Well, we did see a few things that was definitive from the movie.
The Wonder Wheel, of course.
The Wonder Wheel was one, and technically we were over on that part of the boardwalk where they were underneath it, but we didn't realize it because it was all closed up. I put it in the video after we shot everything. Yeah, I put it in the video. So you remember how the boardwalk was kind of raised up a bit because you had to walk up the steps to get to the boardwalk?
Yeah.
Well, underneath that is actually where they filmed that scene. But they said there was too many junkies and everything else that was underneath the boardwalk, so they closed it all off.
Of course.
That's why we couldn't discern it. That's where it was. But we were right there. We were right there the whole time.
That's what I was saying. Like when you were filming the beach, I was saying that there's probably a lot less hypodermic needles in the sand.
What about Cyrus, where they shot Cyrus? Is that still there?
That's not Coney. That's Van Cortlandt Park. That's Riverdale. That's the Bronx.
That is pretty far from that. Yeah, right. It is. It's a.
How long was that drive from the Bronx to Coney? Would you say, Tommy?
That was at least an hour, wasn't it? An hour.
And we didn't even really hit traffic when we were driving.
No, we were zooming right along.
Both ways, actually. I remember going both ways. We didn't really hit traffic. Well, it was also Saturday, so.
I like to go there.
And it wasn't even in the peak of the season too, because remember they didn't open up the damn
Yeah,
rides and everything to the next weekend.
Yeah, it was still COVID mania going on too. The only
So I
reason
wanna
I
go
was
there.
wearing my mask on the boardwalk was because I thought like a cop would come up to me like, "Oh, $100 fine."
Yeah, well, I want to go there to and redo the Cyrus speech, word per word. Just
Are you gonna get 1,000 people to stand so they could go ah while you fucking give your speech?
for a little bit of turf, measly turf. You got the van, whatever, sitting next to these other dickheads.
You got the Jones Street boys.
Yeah.
You got the Van Cortlandt Raiders right next to the Moon Runners. Nobody is wasting nobody.
That is a miracle.
You've seen the documentary,
The way things ought to be.
and there's only 2,000 or whatever number of cops in this whole city. Can you dig it?
Can
Sucker.
you dig it? Can you dig it?
Maybe in
That
the coming weeks, I'll have to do the Warriors.
That influenced my older brother into joining a gang. That
Wow.
movie.
That's fucked up.
It did.
I tell you what, don't go digging into the Soul Yorick version that the Warrior is based off of. It's nothing at all like the movie.
But you've seen the documentary of the Warriors, the filming of it,
No, I
and
didn't see it.
the Cyrus. They had a different Cyrus guy, but at the last minute he disappeared. The actor that was gonna play Cyrus. Right, Tommy? Did you watch the documentary about that?
They had one of the documentary things
I'll
on
be
my
back in a second,
special.
guys.
Yeah,
I'll
no
be back in
problem.
a second, guys.
I bought like a special edition, blah blah blah, of the Warriors on disc, and they did have
Yeah.
something on there on it. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. And they were also talking about how they had hired, I believe it said it was the Hell's Angels that they hired to help protect the set while
Yeah.
they were working.
Mm-hmm. But that's funny how they had this Cyrus, a real life thug guy, a real life, guy. They said that he played it well, but he auditioned well. And then when the time came where they're going to film him, he disappeared. And then they couldn't find him, contact him, never showed up on the set. Yeah.
That was a fun movie. And there was a few things that they cut out of that movie they absolutely should have left in,
Mm-hmm.
like the whole beginning scene with Jesus, why am I
We're
blanking on
still
the
talking about the Warriors,
Cleon? No, yeah,
where it's Cleon and his girlfriend.
yeah.
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 And they first start talking. That's when he tells Ajax to shut his mouth.
Yeah, you still never got to play that game I gave you.
Yeah.
You would have so much fun playing. That game is fucking awesome. The PS2 Warriors game. Did you ever play that, DBS? The
Yes.
Warriors game for PS2. It's
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's awesome because like the last level of the game is the movie. Like you have to play like the levels of the movie. It's fucking fun. Anyway, the wizard. Sorry.
Yeah. Fred Savage, Fred Savage. The
So
star of the whole movie.
yeah, they make their way to Video Armageddon. I know we glossed over a whole bunch of fucking parts of this movie, but what are we gonna say?
Well,
He threw a
what about the
shovel
girl?
up the car. Yo, she touched my breast. He touched my breast. Yeah.
Well, no. What she does to actually get them enough money to be able to do things, where she calls in a favor from a trucker. So he goes to the damn the table.
Yeah, and he's betting at the casino, and then they kick him out. You can't be betting with kids. That guy's been in a shit ton of movies. That guy, he looks like Yogi Bear. That big fat black guy.
Yeah,
Every
at
time
first
they
I
look-
thought it was Hightower from Police Academy.
Hightower's not that fat.
But then, yeah, when they zoomed in, like, oh, this dude's fat.
Bubba
This
Smith.
dude's Refrigerator Perry and shit.
I'm surprised the Fridge didn't have somewhat of a movie career. I'm actually surprised because he was very popular in the 80s.
Yeah, they coulda had him do commercials.
He even wound up in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, WrestleMania 2.
And
They
he
coulda had
became
him
a
in
G.I. Joe
commercials.
figure.
They made a fucking G.I. Joe figure out of him.
I'm sorry, DBS.
I say they could have made commercials with him selling cereal or whatever.
No, they did. He was all over commercials, but he wasn't. Can't recall seeing him in one single movie. I really can't.
His career fizzled out quick.
Well, that was also kind of the thing where athletes tried to cross over to movies. It kind of seemed like a thing that leaked over from the 70s with OJ.
What was that other guy? Shit. Begins with a B.
Oh, wait. Are you talking
Bosworth?
Brian Bosworth, one of the biggest flops in NFL history.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest NFL draft busts, and
No,
his hype went so fucking far. that
I
he
only
was
remember him
retarded.
doing that one movie too.
Stone Cold, awesome fucking movie, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. Shifty had the mail away fridge figure. I'm just kind of curious, Shifty. I don't know if you had this one too. My brother had it, and I did find it at my father's house with the original paperwork that it came with. They had the mailaways that you can actually make yourself a Joe.
Steel Brigade,
Yeah, that's it.
the Steel Brigade figure. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I found all the paperwork that came from Hasbro with it too. I was like, damn, look at that shit. It's all there.
Refrigerator Perry and Schindler's List.
Falling through the roof.
Hey, what's up, Kronos? How you doing, man?
What up, Kronos?
Yeah, the Boz, Brian Bosworth. They gave this guy so much fucking hype coming out of college, and when he was in the NFL, I don't think he lasted even 5 years. And then he decided that he was going to become an action movie star, and the only one he did was Stone Cold, and not Stone Cold Steve Austin. The movie was just called Stone Cold. It was a good fucking movie too. You don't need to take a whiz. This movie took a whiz.
It's not to say the movie was all bad, though. It wasn't all bad. It was just had a lot of creepy elements in it.
That guy, man. That guy, the Kid Hunter. Man.
That just sounds so creepy right now.
Just hearing the Kid Hunter. You might as well call him the Diddler.
Yeah, seriously, like what kid hunter has got like a whole bunch of lollipops to shut kids up with in their car? It just sounds creepy. He's just missing the van.
Yeah, he's basically calling the kid fucking. He's like, yeah, you little fucking idiot. He's throwing lollipops at him. It's funny too. Is the Jimmy's dad is screaming. He's like, "You make money off little kids."
They didn't say how much he got paid if he would have brought him back.
The Boz had more hype than Herschel Walker. The Boz, I think he was still in college when he was doing commercials. Maybe. I could be wrong at the time. I also remember the Boz's thing was his mullet. Like he had that bleach blonde mullet with the fucking shit shaved into the side of his fucking head, and
He looked like he could have been. He looked like he could have been one of the dreadnoughts.
Yeah, because he was also wearing sunglasses all the time too and shit. But yeah, all right, he sucked as a football player, but Stone Cold is an awesome fucking movie. Gonna have to do that one in the future.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Lance Henriksen is the bad guy. That's all you need to know about it. When Lance Henriksen is in a movie, it's like when Rutger Hauer's in a movie. Like, you know it's going to be good.
And I recommend we do Bloodsport someday too.
CRA, I might have to revisit Bloodsport. I did Bloodsport already a long time ago, but
Oh, you did? Okay. I missed out.
yeah, it was a few years ago. Anyway, video. Let's just cut to the video Armageddon shit after all the family drama and all this chasing bullshit.
That Fred Savage guy. Yeah.
And they all right, that fucking guy. All right, remember everyone? They run up to Video Armageddon to sign in, and everyone's dressed like characters from V. They're all wearing like the fucking jumpsuits and the hats.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tommy, the first guy that they meet, the guy at the opening table, Tell me he's not acting like the fucking guy we were just watching from Wrestling Society X, the announcer, Fabian. He's basically acting like him, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And then the weird smoker voice he's using too.
And he's like clapping in their face. Move it, move it, move it. And then the other guy, oh God, the MC. The MC is even worse than that guy. He's grabbing girls by their ponytails.
It's not sending off the wrong message at all.
Yeah, the one
Standing
girl.
behind him.
The one
Standing
girl.
behind that girl, yeah.
Yeah, he's got like his hands on both her ponytails.
It almost looked like he was trying to reach for her titties.
And then Jimmy ranks third, right? Was it third?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Lucas the pedo, the real life pedo, decides to inform the one who we think is a pedo throughout the whole movie. What was his name? Putnam? I think his name. He called like your Uncle Putnam. He says that to Jimmy. You creepy fuck. Anyone says that to someone, your uncle, whatever. Like you're a fucking creepy motherfucker.
Yeah. So he's right here. Here's the kid you want, right here.
And then that's where we go to the Universal so you could also say that like not just Nintendo but Universal Studios, like, oh, we're gonna get so much attention from this.
They got suckered into investing in the movie, putting in money. Yeah.
I also wonder if Universal Studios hosted those sorts of events. They probably did.
Well, you
That
know
makes
what? I mean,
sense.
I was going to say, well, look what happened now. I mean, they are partnered up with them.
With
Yeah, because
Nintendo.
they got the Mario Brother world at
Oh yeah,
Universal Studios, the one here in LA.
good point. And then Jimmy has to go through the Universal Studios shenanigans with Donkey Kong and Jaws. Well, no, we didn't see the Jaws ride. We just saw the Donkey Kong, King Kong. Fuck that, I say Donkey Kong. It says video games. I got video games on the mind.
See, now you got Jens all started. Now he's talking about over the top. And Vigilante says you got to grab him by the kitty.
Oh, that girl was way too young. Although that other girl said, Uncle Putnam grabbed her breasts. She doesn't even have any breasts. You even had to acknowledge it.
So
Even have
once
to
again,
acknowledge-
proving he's a pedo because he was looking.
Yeah. Like, I've grabbed young girls' breasts before. You didn't have any. You're not like the last girl I threw into the back of a car.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. Like he takes Jimmy and like he's like holding him by his balls. He's got him like around the neck and his balls, and he's like dragging him in his car. It's like, if I was Jimmy as an actor, I was like, yo, could we do a cut where this dude is not hoisting me up by my fucking gooch?
Yeah. So can you guys make like a handle on my pants where you could grab on?
Yeah, exactly. Like cut the thing off a fucking a 6-pack holder, attach it to my fucking belt.
Yeah, just asking if you got any screenshots of the original Fabian.
No, you took all the screenshots. You have like 40 screenshots of Fabian.
No, he's talking about from this movie.
Oh. No, I didn't take any screenshots of it. Well, there were no tits in the movie, which is why Jens isn't here. There were no tits in Rad either, but Jens still fucking stuck around for Rad. What would you say is better, a better movie, Tommy? This or Rad?
I would say this. Now, I was Yeah, I was not at all enthralled with Red.
Did you ever see Rad? TBS?
No.
You're
No,
not
I haven't.
missing much. You're not missing much. Unless you were like a hardcore BMX biker in the 80s and you just gotta see that shit.
No, no way. But I did see a video clip of it recently. Who's in it? There was
The fucking woman from Full House who scammed her, he scammed a bunch of people out of money for her kids' college tuition.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Aunt
The
Becky.
daughter and the daughter didn't even want to go to college. She had a bigger career in
Yeah,
YouTube.
she wanted to be an ethot. Or whatever you call them these days. Influencers. Sorry. Influencer. When I hear someone call themselves a fucking influencer, I want to influence my fucking foot in their fucking mouth.
Mm-hmm.
An influencer. We had a fucking riot in Manhattan. Like, what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago, because an influencer was handing out PlayStation 5s.
Yeah. I remember hearing years back the Puerto Rican Pride Parade, and a lot of women got like attacked.
Oh, I thought
They
I heard
didn't.
about that a couple of those Puerto Rican Pride parades.
To me,
And I
that's
hear
news.
about that every fucking parade.
To me, that's like, show me the video clip. But yeah, I saw that news. The guy was supposed to pass out PlayStations. He didn't. I think it was a lie.
No, Vigilante, if I influence anyone, then they got problems. Nobody take influence from me, please.
I think I got
Hell,
arrested.
no, he didn't get. Like, they brought him into the fucking precinct and then they let him go. Maybe that they're gonna charge him, yeah, or I think they did charge, whatever the fuck. But first of all, like, I understand, like, his, like, him getting involved, like him getting charged. I understand that, but like, you're not gonna go after the motherfuckers who started stomping on people's fucking cars and windshields. You're
Yeah,
not gonna do that.
doing actual damage. Arrest those motherfuckers.
They were
Throw some,
latching onto. They were latching onto cars.
throw some tear gas into the crowd. Let's.
So you can't do that now. You can't do that now.
What? What?
No, because you have to let the inmates run the asylum here in New York now. I've been seeing it every day. It's the shit that's going on here. Oh, 70 people. They did get 70 of them, okay? I hope every single one of those people they arrested were at least ones that were shown on video.
Hmm.
These motherfuckers were posting, they straight up posting videos of them fucking caving in windshields.
They don't think. It's like evidence.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about these motherfuckers anymore. Wind down the movie.
Yeah, and also we needed the girl in the movie. We need to know what other movie she's been in, or did her career die there?
That girl, I remember her from if you remember the show Growing Pains.
Uh huh.
I think she was on a couple episodes of that, or at least an episode. I think she became a singer or something.
Oh,
So Video Armageddon, this is where I really have the problem, right? So Jimmy has to study 97 games, and they were calling in all these fucking tips to the Nintendo line. Which, by the way, those calls, well, those were 900 numbers. So
Is that what they needed all the money for?
maybe because those numbers were 900 numbers. So 97 fucking games, and then she's also saying like you learned 70 something of them, and then the last fucking game in Video Armageddon, we're gonna play a game no one's ever seen before. Super Mario Brothers 3, right? And now all of a sudden everyone's fucking yelling out to Jimmy what to do in Super Mario Brothers 3. Fred Savage and the girl were fucking telling him what to do. Nah, that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. You just erased the whole thing. You just erased the whole thing. Fucking calling for tips. That you know what that was? That was a commercial for Nintendo Power to call for fucking tips. That's what that was.
get the flute.
Yeah. How the fuck do you know that? How do you know that?
And go
Bullshit.
to then warp to the next level. What?
Yeah, Shifty gives him. She is a singer. Yeah, she's a singer now.
Well,
Jenny Lewis.
I gotta hear one of her songs.
Yeah, that's New York too, man. That's New York too, Vigilante. And the thing is, Union Square ain't really a place where you would think something like that would happen. Union Square is like a lot of tourists and a lot of people working there. Well, then again, it's Manhattan, so you get fucking tourists everywhere in Manhattan.
Yeah, I want to go to New York and I want to see where the event happened.
No,
Ground Zero.
you really don't. You really don't learn. Not now. Maybe a couple of years ago you would have liked to come here, but not now.
Not see the Ground Zero.
Now they replaced it with the tower, with the one tower.
Was there fountains before?
Honestly,
Water.
I was never around the Twin Towers when I was a kid, so I don't really know. I really don't know.
Just go there, get a hot dog, and pick up some soup from the Soup Nazi, and go check out the towers. Like, this is the fucking tower.
See, I heard
Right
that
on.
Soup Nazi did exist. I heard he was a real person. He was
He's
based on
real.
a real person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was. Didn't they put him out of business?
They did? Because of that episode?
Much later on, I think. I thought I heard something about people were trying, or they did maybe put him out of business
That's
because of what he did on Seinfeld.
For being a dick.
Betrayal.
I'm gonna put you out of business for being a fucking dick.
I thought that's what being a New Yorker was all about.
Yeah, that's
Hey, you calling me a dick, Tommy?
That's
Hey,
New
man.
York.
I'm not
That's,
saying nothing that everybody else hasn't said.
That's New York etiquette.
I've heard the same about Jersey and California people, so
Oh, they're most assuredly dickheads in New Jersey. I can vouch for that.
I have family members in New Jersey. I already know that there's dickheads in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, there's these despicable people in California, sure. But I encourage you guys to come visit LA and contact me.
The only way I would go out to LA is if we go to a Chargers game. That's it. I don't want to go to no Rams game. I want to go to a Chargers game.
If I come across some money, I'll hit you guys up and I say, look, here's your plane ticket and here's your hotel for 1 week. And you guys come and we'll go. I'll take you to Hollywood, take you to Batcave, take you to different spots around
Batcave.
from the TV show.
I know. I remember you were talking about it. Where they had all the sets.
Yeah. And then Daytona was hitting me up about these the Shoemaker nuclear tunnels. He saw a documentary on it. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's an hour from north of from where I live. I could take you there, no problem. They
But
dug out these huge tunnels in the side of the mountain in case LA gets nuked.
let's wrap the movie up. So surprise, surprise. Jimmy wins Video Armageddon.
At the
There was-
end, too, like with the last 10 seconds or so.
Yep. Yep, at the very end.
And there was no sequel to this movie.
There was no The Wizard 2 introducing the Super Nintendo.
No, the sequel is you buy the game and play it.
Yeah. Or the Power Glove.
It was the trilogy, the saga.
Or call the Nintendo 900 number. Either way, you're giving Nintendo money.
All those
Think
game
that's like-
counselors were eventually laid off. They all lost their job. That's the sequel. No, the trilogy, the third movie would have been how they like fired everybody. Like, we don't need you motherfuckers no more. People could just Google the cheat codes.
Exactly. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing when the internet came into
Mhm.
play, and I was, able to play old games. I was going to fucking game FAQs, and they were telling me every step of what to do.
Walkthroughs and everything, free online with illustrations.
Call a fucking 900 number for this shit.
Fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Well, they were also doing books, too. Remember that?
Yeah, they had the books. Also, there were non-Nintendo affiliated magazines called like Game Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone remembers Game Pro?
Yeah.
They would always have a section of cheats for all systems. And there would be some times where I'd just like pick a Game Pro off the news rack, look at the cheats, and then not even buy the issue of Game Pro, and then just like use those cheats for whatever games I had.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jimmy's the hero. They're driving to California. They're driving through California, and Jimmy sees the dinosaurs. Yeah, we didn't get into this. Jimmy's a long lost twin. His sister died, so now he has to leave his lunchbox legacy in one of the big dinosaurs from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, right?
Yeah. Where I think Pee Wee was fingered Dottie up inside the dinosaur's head, as I recall.
Yeah, Game Pro, Game Informer, Nintendo Power. Yeah, but Nintendo Power is always just restricted to Nintendo. That's like if you had a Nintendo game, you get Nintendo Power. But like Genesis, like I don't think there was no like straight up magazines for Genesis. There were even some arcade games that they had cheats for in a Game Pro.
Yeah, there was a cheat for when you play Street Fighter on the arcade, Alpha Street Fighter.
Street
Where you
Fighter
could- no,
Alpha,
wait.
where you get to Akuma,
Yeah,
because Akuma's he's not a playable character.
yeah, on the first one.
Yeah, the first Street Fighter Alpha. And when you actually you get up to Bison, and that's when Akuma comes floating out, grabs Bison, and then it does the blackout screen.
The 15 hit,
Yeah.
15 hit.
And then you gotta fight Akuma. I beat Akuma once getting up to him in the arcade. I beat Akuma. I got up to him twice in the arcade. You gotta cheese your way through the game, get perfects, and end every fucking round with a super.
Yeah. After he does that 15-hit combo blackout, he says sauce. Oh,
But yeah. What'd you guys think of this shit?
I will not be visiting this movie ever.
What'd you think, Tommy?
I thought it was better than Rad, but it's definitely not something I'm going to like go looking for. I can tell you that.
Yeah, this is kind of like a movie to look back and see like the commercialism in movies. They really, really tried so hard to wrap a Nintendo commercial in family drama. It's really fucking obvious.
No, well, even the brother and the father playing fucking Nintendo while they're out looking for him. Like,
Yeah.
they got time to sit in the hotel room and play video games.
And they show the screens of the games they're playing. You know?
Christian Slater. Whore yourself out. Some more.
So anyone got ratings for this?
Because of Fred Savage, I give it a 3. If Fred Savage wasn't in it, I'd give it a 2.
I give it a 4 out of 10, and the only reason I give that because I love the way the father smashed up the weirdo pedo chaser's car.
Yeah, I gotta say.
Oh, wait a minute, and how the truckers gave him a black eye.
Yeah, I like how he showed up. Oh, he showed up to Universal Studios with like broken glasses and a black eye and a ripped shirt. That was funny. Sega did have a magazine, but it only ran 25 issues. Yeah, see, Nintendo Power ran for fucking years.
Yeah, I bought a book, one of the books from Nintendo for Zelda.
You mean like the books they used to have, right? The actual books.
The guide, the player's guide book for Zelda.
A bunch of fucking horse shit. GamePro gave us these fucking tips for free.
Which was Robin Williams' favorite game on Nintendo was Zelda.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out, watching this movie with me, guys. Darius, if you're still there, I know you rebooted and we lost you, but thanks for chilling.
He needs one of those little Chinese fans to cool down his computer.
Lovely Sherry, Jens, Bone. Scroll down a bit more.
Can't be running.
Vigilante, RR.
He can't be running his computer off of Windows 98. You need to upgrade.
Papa Cotton. Let's see anyone else.
The lovely Sherry.
Yeah, I said her first.
She
She was the first one who commented. So.
She didn't bring Tim into the stream or the other guy.
Chronos, Shifty Gizm. Thank you guys. Yeah, next week it's gonna be a little bit different. It's not gonna be nothing like this. I'm gonna do the King of New York from 1990.
Oh yeah,
Christopher
Walken.
Yeah.
Hey,
King of New York, awesome fucking movie.
How come you didn't come visit me?
Why would I want to see you in a cage, man? Awesome fucking movie. Christopher Walken, Lawrence Fishburne.
You're talking to me all wrong. It's the wrong tone. You do that again, I'll stab you in the eye with a soldering iron.
But there you go, DBS. You got the floor.
I will stream Friday. I'll be back from San Francisco. I'm leaving for San Francisco Monday, but I'll be here Friday and I will stream, and I hope to have at least Slasher on, and maybe Decepticon King said he wanted to stream, and we'll go over some video games on and some hoes, of course, some
Video games. Video
video
games.
games, video
Cool.
games, and then women that make other women look bad doing stuff, stupid stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for chilling, bro.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Love talking to you, man.
All right.
Yeah, Tommy.
Hey, what's
There you
going
go.
on, everybody? Thanks to everybody who stopped in the chat, all the people that might have been lurking in the background watching. Appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. I'll be hanging out with Vinny tomorrow for the Sunday Roundtable. That's usually around 9 o'clock on Vinny Arts channel. And then Monday, I will be coming back again with going old school. It's been a little while since I did the last one, and we're going to get heavily into a lot of really cool toys from back in the day. There is going to be a lot of Transformer stuff. So, Papa, if you're still sitting there lurking in the background, go ahead and have that drink. And you can have plenty on Monday as I go over a bunch of Transformer topics. I mean, it's not going to be all Transformers. It's going to be other toys and everything like that. And we're going to have some fun talking about some of the old stuff. But I am leaning heavy on Transformers, both on the Monday show and then Thursday for the collectible pass toy stream. Just leaning heavy into Transformers this week. I don't know why. It just feels like it was the right time to do it. So, yeah, that's what I got going on. Of course, the normal videos and the shorts and everything, which I have limited because of YouTube and their bullshit. But is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just tired of trying to play the game of beating the algorithm right now. I'm just going to slow down. I'm going to relax and just get some stuff done as I need to get it done and put it out there to hopefully try to work on some more quality videos. I had a few that did really well. My last one with Lady J from the G.I. Joe Classified line that I got on discount at Ollie's for $12.99. That's done fairly well in views. I'm actually kind of surprised. And that was a really good figure, too, for that damn price. But, guys, remember, always have fun. And if you're not having fun, why are you doing this? If you're going to be a drama whore and you're going to complain how you're the victim and then point that finger elsewhere, maybe you should take a good, long, hard look in the mirror and wonder what the hell you're doing with your life. Never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not think, because your compliance and your silence gives consent. Thanks again for the Slasher, and nice talking with DBS again, and nice talking with Darius for what little bit of time we have. Later, y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so next week, King of New York. I'm gonna run the wrestling dustbin on Wednesday. It's gonna be WCW Snow Brawl and WCW Beach Brawl. They're very quick shows. They're a lot quicker than the movies we watch, and a lot quicker than 10 episodes of Wrestling Society X.
Like quicker than Tiny Lister's career?
Pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, thanks guys. Always love talking to you. You're two of my favorite people here on YouTube. That's why two people who can actually have a conversation. It's amazing these days that like someone who can actually just have a conversation about someone and not be a fucking asshole who just wants to argue with everybody. I don't know why it's such a rare occurrence these days to find those types of people, but I'm glad I got to find some people like that.
Well, I mean, the best thing to do is just avoid the misery tubers and everything works out just fine.
Yep. Exactly. All right, folks. Peace out.
Week.